The freight train has left the building, or has it? In today's video, I'm going to break down all these things that people are saying, YouTubers and TikTokers, that there's a switch that's being flipped in July. But I'm going to break down the facts, figures, numbers, logic, and give you a clear picture on what's happening. This is nothing new under the sun. The fact is, our monetary system, the way that we do business, the way that you do in your investing, way that we communicate and interact, is radically transforming. In order to have radical transformation, there's usually massive distraction, a large amount of destruction, and after that, a massive reconstruction. Now, the fact is, as you look this way, there's a big ass narrative going on this way. So what I'm about to show you is not financial advice. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than the surface reporting of people saying that FedNow service is going live in July, which is true, but them saying that the system is just going to flip. The system and switch was flipped a long time ago. So the first video I'm going to show you, only 11 people have watched this video, okay? So this is foreign direct investments. Now, this doesn't have to do with real-time payments, but it's important to listen to the language. So why I'm showing you this is because the whole system is switching. Investments, environmental, social governance, the way that companies get their funding. Listen to what these gentlemen say.
It's more about, cleaning the whole system.
Malika, perhaps I could just underline what Ravi has said. The key word is transition.
Yes.
It's about accompanying these great oil and gas producers on this journey. I remember in 2015, the group chief executive of HSBC called me into his office and he said, Sherrod, what's this COP thing in Paris?
Ah.
And I said, well, it's actually rather important, Stuart.
Yeah.
It's about a change in the pace and pattern and direction of human economic development. And we, a great global bank, need to finance our oil and gas clients as they move on this journey. And
there's a massive transition happening, and it's not happening in July. It wasn't happening in 2022, 2020. This started way back, guys. I can break down, well, I might as well break it down, then I'll show you some facts, figures, numbers, logic in one more video. So in 2009, we had one of the biggest financial collapses in America. In 2009, Bitcoin's inception. Also in 2009, the BRICS countries are formed. Brazil, India, Russia, China, and South Africa. And Saudi is working to get in there, and 20 other countries are working to apply. In 2012, what happened was Obama created the rescue plan. Also, Rosie Rios was told to reduce coin and cash usage, but she couldn't because of the increase in money printing, increased gross domestic product. So she couldn't reduce the coin and cash usage. But why did they ask her to reduce coin and cash usage? Also, the FOMC, Future Oversight Committee, was created, which Gary Gensler was one of the starts of that, which is about regulating non-bank financial institutions. What are we having an issue with? Is people moving out of traditional banking into non-banking financial institutions in 2023. And in 2012, the Bank Bailing Committee was created. They knew that this was coming in 2023. They knew that there's going to be a transition. They knew that we're going to have a liquidity crisis. And what is to solve? Real-time payments, on-demand liquidity, and velocity of money. As you can see, I go much deeper than just watching YouTube videos. So now I'm going to show you FedNow services and what somebody who worked at the Feds says about real-time payments and the transition and how long it'll take. So if you're not familiar, pause this. March 15, 2023, Federal Reserve announces FedNow services launching in July. This is what everybody jumped on. Okay. Then everybody jumped on this because freight train has left the building, says Rosie Rios, the 43rd Treasurer of the United States, also on the board of Ripple. They have a freight train leaving the building. Get ready, get on board. So let's listen. So let's take a look at this. Everybody says the switch is going to be flipped, but guys, FedNow services is having trouble getting banks to connect to it. So there's only like 300 banks that are connected when there needs to be 9,000 banks connected to it. So this is going to be a long transition. Problem, reaction, solution. So let's listen to what she says when she talks about payment interoperability and how long she thinks it'll take. She worked at the Federal Reserve for quite a while.
Landscape of, I'm going to use commercial payments, but certainly, as you know, there are all number of use cases too. What does it take to get there, and when might we get there, do you think?
When might we get there? It's going to be a guessing game. But you're totally right. If you went to any payment conference, even 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when RTP was just starting off, like I remember going to Money 2020, I'll age myself, a long time ago. The use case everyone talked about was cross-border. So when everyone was like, we need faster payments, we need instant payments, the US is behind. They were always talking about cross-border payments. It was about getting money to family or friends overseas. Obviously, baby steps. You can only do cross-border if you have domestic. So like you can just start with cross-border and we'll get there, right? There's already been work by RTP on IXB that they've kind of shared and they've been piloting. There's something that came out from the ECB in SEPA Instant. They're kind of looking at their leg of it if there was a cross-border transaction. So I do think we'll get to cross-border. I think that the different instant payment schemes across the different, across the world really will start interacting and start coming to kind of agreements on what this looks like. There's a lot that goes into it. There's technical, because at the end of the day, the payment's supposed to be me to you in 20 seconds or less. It's a little complicated to try to do that between like domestic and then cross-border and different systems having to settle on different times and hours. But it is doable. It obviously will mean certain regulations and rules change or they become specific to like cross-border instant payments. We can't get there. Honestly, I don't think there's even value in getting there until we get a little closer to ubiquity here. So if we do it, but we only have 500 banks on the network, it doesn't really service the whole economy, right? It's not going to service the use case of people who want to get money home to their family. They're not on those, top banks. And so we have to get to like the 9,000. We have to get to all the banks here and then have that cross-border, model in place so that we can get money back and forth. So you asked me to guess the time frame. I will not. I had suggested 5 years to someone and they were like, what? It better be 3 years. I think it'll be 5 years, but.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but I've been sharing you guys 2025, in my opinion, is going to be things start to really transition. I've been saying that since 2020. So she said, America is behind. That could be why SEC initiated a case against Ripple around the cross-border payments XRP, because America is extremely behind in their regulation. So the key factor to understand is you have to get domestic under control first. Once you get domestic under control, then they get global under control. And what I believe is happening right now is America is going to lose its dollar dominance over the next 10 years. There's going to be a transition to regulating currencies with a bag of currencies. I don't agree with this, but I think there's going to be central bank digital currencies. They're going to run across things like XRP or anytime real-time payments. I don't want to get caught up with the XRP thing and people coming at me. What I'm saying is there's going to be a bridge currency, distributed ledger technology, real-time payment. Guys, this has been happening for a long time. Wells Fargo started working with R3 in 2017. As Jamie Dimon told you, crypto's a fraud. They were creating Onyx, their own blockchain technology company. They have their own coin, the JPM coin. Bank of America, Ripple's in their patent. So don't get caught up in this thing where because FedNow Services launched in July, all of a sudden a switch is going to be flipped. The switch was flipped a long time ago, guys. You can't continue this type of monetary system. We're buried in debt. The money and politics and power are out of control. And unfortunately, you're going to have to see a big pullback to change consumer behaviors. Or fortunately, if you understand the game. So let me show you what's going on around the globe. So as we're trying to get our shit together domestically, Bank of England, cross-border payments. Reserve Bank of India explores cross-border payments with digital rupee. Yuan overtakes the dollar to become the most used currency in China's cross-border payments. Should I continue? Russia drafts law to use digital assets for cross-border payments. I could go on and on. So I hope that my videos provide a calmness and an education and an understanding that you have the greatest opportunity in human history right now. But taking advice from people who built their finances in the Industrial Revolution, who went to school and got a job and have a 401k and are relying on Social Security, it's probably not wise counsel. The whole system is flipping. From 20 to 2022, the top 1% grew dramatically in their wealth as the bottom quartile comes collapsing down. So the switch isn't getting flipped in July. The switch was flipped a long time ago. And July is just part of the transition. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys. Remember, I will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammer, not on WhatsApp, not on Telegram, not on Instagram. We do not invest people's money. We do not have an investment platform. We are a licensed insurance agent, have an IUL team where we do free consultations. And if we do business with you, you will have an insurance contract. You will understand, it will make sense. Never send anybody money. You can also join my education academy. All of it's in the bio here. I say this on every video because I want to protect my friends. That's the most important thing to me. Love you guys.